Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Anuja Kumar and with me is Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman chairs GST Council meeting to discuss revenue shortfall and compensation to states. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 49.47%. More than 147,000 people cured so far. Supreme Court directs no coercive action be taken against private firms for non-payment of full wages during lockdown. Defence Ministry extends delivery period for all existing capital acquisition contracts with Indian vendors by 4 months. And India asks UK not to consider fugitive businessman Vijay Mallya's request for asylum. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman today chaired the 40th GST Council meeting through video conferencing to discuss the revenue shortfall and the compensation to states. The meeting was held for the first time after the nationwide lockdown. Minister of State for Finance, Anurag Thakur, Finance Ministers of States and UTs, and senior officers from the Union Government and the states were also present in the meeting. Details are awaited. The central government today said that the recovery rate from coronavirus has reached 49.47% in the country and the total number of recovered people is 1,47,195. During the last 24 hours, 6,166 people have been cured from this virus. Total active COVID-19 cases in the country stands at 1,41,842. Health and Family Welfare Ministry said 10,956 new cases of COVID-19 have been reported in the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 2,97,535 in the country. This is the highest spike in fresh cases in one day since the outbreak of novel coronavirus in the country. During the last 24 hours, 396 deaths have been registered, taking the nationwide toll to 8,498. The case fatality rate is 2.85% in the country. Meanwhile, Indian Council of Medical Research has said that a total of 1,50,305 tests of coronavirus were conducted in the country by various laboratories in the last 24 hours. So far, 52,13,140 tests have been conducted in the country. Indian Council of Medical Research has asserted that India is not in community transmission of COVID-19. Briefing media in New Delhi, Director General of ICMR, Dr. Balram Bhargav, said that the country has to continue with effective surveillance and containment strategies. He said India is such a large country and the prevalence is very low.
India is such a large country and the prevalence is so low. We have found that the prevalence is less than 1% in these small districts. In the urban areas it may be slightly higher. In the containment areas it may be slightly higher. But we are definitely, India is not in community transmission, and I would like to emphasize it is not in community transmission.
Dr. Bhargav informed that India's COVID-19 cases per lakh population is the lowest in the world and the number of deaths per lakh population is also amongst the lowest in the world. The Health Ministry representative said the number of patients recovered presently exceeds the number of active COVID patients.
The Supreme Court today directed that no coercive action should be taken till July last week against private companies which have failed to pay full wages to the employees during the coronavirus-induced lockdown period. A bench of Justices Ashok Bhushan, Sanjay Kishan Kaul and M.R. Shah said industries and employees need each other and they should sit together to arrive at a settlement on the issue of payment of wages. The bench asked the state governments to facilitate such settlement process and file its report with the Labour Commissioners concerned. It also asked the Centre to file an additional affidavit within 4 weeks with regard to the legality of the Ministry of Home Affairs March 29 circular, which had mandated payment of full wages during the lockdown period. The bench posted the petitions filed by various companies against the March 29 circular for further hearing in the last week of July. The Ministry of Defence has extended the delivery period for all existing capital acquisition contracts with the Indian vendors by 4 months due to supply chain disruptions arising out of COVID-19 situation. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has approved an order to this effect today. Our correspondent reports, according to the order, force majeure shall be applicable for a period of 4 months from 25th March 2020 to 24th July 2020. The order says the duration of this force majeure will be excluded while calculating the delay in delivery of contracted equipment or service and imposition of liquidated damages charges. This measure would bring a big relief to the domestic defence industry, whose production schedules have been adversely affected by the COVID-19 situation. The MOD order, however, adds that the Indian vendor is free to deliver the contracted items well within the extended delivery period. With respect to the foreign vendors, they can approach the Ministry of Defence, which may consider cases on the basis of the situation prevailing in the respective countries. Ministry of Shipping has approved the revised cost estimate of 123.95 crore rupees for augmenting ship repair facilities in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Shipping activities are the lifeline of Andaman and Nicobar Islands, as majority of the development activities are linked to it. Due to significant increased ship movements, the existing repairing facilities at Port Blair have been augmented by the Ministry of Shipping. The existing dock length will be extended by 90 meters, and this will boost the shipbuilding and repairing industry. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the country has moved from a policy of command and control to plug and play in order to prepare it for the post-COVID world. Addressing the industry heads at the 95th annual plenary session of Indian Chamber of Commerce on the theme of People, Planet and Profit in Kolkata through video conference yesterday, Prime Minister highlighted government's people-centric, people-driven and planet-friendly policies. He said it is a time for bold investments and bold decisions to build a globally competitive, strong domestic supply chain in the country. The Prime Minister said the country is fighting multiple challenges on many fronts. He affirmed that these odds have further strengthened the determination of the country. Highlighting the importance of Atmanirbhar Bharat, he said the country is determined to convert the challenges into an opportunity and termed self-reliance as a key solution to pave path for the post-COVID world.
कोरोना का संकट पूरी दुनिया में बना हुआ है। पूरी दुनिया इससे लड़ रही है। कोरोना वॉरियर्स के साथ हमारा देश इस लड़ाई में जरा भी पीछे नहीं है। लेकिन इन सब के बीच हर देशवासी अब इस संकल्प से भी भरा हुआ है कि इस आपदा को अवसर में परिवर्तित करना है। इससे हमें देश का बहुत बड़ा टर्निंग पॉइंट भी बना रहा है। ये टर्निंग पॉइंट क्या है? Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Prime Minister said self-reliance has been paramount in government's policy decisions in the last 6 years and maintained that the COVID crisis has given an opportunity to speed up efforts in this direction. Emphasizing on the need to cut down imports, he said production of goods in the country has been encouraged by the various reforms announced by the government and reiterated his call to go vocal for local.
Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh has ordered lockdown on the weekends and public holidays, with movement to be restricted to e-pass holders only. All citizens except medical staff and essential service providers will be required to download e-passes from the COVA app. The Chief Minister issued these directions at a video conference meeting to review the pandemic situation and the state's preparedness to handle the further spread. Industry, however, will be allowed to function normally on all days. Chief Minister has asked DGP Dinkar Gupta to ensure strict implementation of these directives to prevent gathering of large crowds. The Chief Minister also asked medical and health experts to consider imposition of strict conditions, including mandatory testing certification for entrants from Delhi, where corona cases are rising sharply. On an average, 500 to 800 vehicles come to Punjab from the national capital every day. Delhi Health Minister Satyendra Jain today said that the lockdown imposed as a precautionary measure to contain the spread of COVID-19 will not be extended in the national capital. Mr. Jain was replying to media queries. Delhi has over 34,000 virus cases and 1,085 deaths. Amid increasing COVID cases, Kerala government has decided not to allow devotees in the Sabrimala Ayyappa temple for now. It has also decided to defer the 10-day annual festival and to conduct it as a mere ritual. Earlier, it was decided to open the temple through online reservation. Authorities informed that Sabrimala, being a large pilgrim centre where people from different parts of South India congregate in large numbers, the risk involved in throwing the holy hillock open for devotees at this situation is very high. The Tamil Nadu government has transferred the State Health Secretary in the midst of surging COVID-19 cases. The State Revenue Principal Secretary, Dr. J. Radhakrishnan, has been appointed to the post, replacing Dr. Bila Rajesh, who has been shifted to the Commercial Taxes and Registration Department. For Dr. Radhakrishnan, this is a comeback to the Health Department as he was in the post prior to his transfer to Revenue in October last year. He is at present coordinating the COVID-19 control measures in the most affected city of Chennai in the state.
In Jharkhand, 48 new cases were detected in the last 24 hours, taking the total to 1,599. Out of 1,599 cases, there are 1,311 migrant labourers who have returned from the red zone areas have been detected corona positive in the state. Presently, 55,333 people have been quarantined at quarantine centres and 2,99,552 people have been home quarantined by the state government who have returned from different states. 38 people were discharged from hospitals yesterday after recovery, while 8 people died due to COVID-19 infection. There are 961 active cases in the state and 630 people have been discharged so far after treatment in total. In Madhya Pradesh, the coronavirus case count in the state reached 10,241 with 192 new patients been detected in the last 24 hours. 4 COVID-19 patients died during this period, taking the death toll to 431. Since lockdown was eased on May 31st, the state has added 2,152 new COVID-19 cases. A report.
No new coronavirus case was reported from 28 districts in Madhya Pradesh since Wednesday evening. The state capital Bhopal reported 85 cases, followed by 41 in Indore. The number of cases in Indore, the worst district in the state, rose to 3,922. The state capital has so far reported 2,012 COVID-19 patients. Meanwhile, the state government has decided to close the markets in the state capital on every Saturday and Sunday in view of an alarming rise in the number of coronavirus cases. Health Minister Narottam Mishra told reporters that Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan had directed the officials to focus on Bhopal as the pandemic situation in other parts are under control. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
The Supreme Court today termed as horrific the state of affairs in Delhi hospitals with bodies of the dead being stacked next to COVID-19 patients and sought responses from the centre and different states on its plea, taking suo motu cognizance on the treatment being meted out to patients and the handling of the bodies. Hospitals are not giving due care to keeping of bodies and not even informing family members about deaths. As a result, they are unable to attend the last rites, the top court said. A bench of Justices Ashok Bhushan, S.K. Kaul and M.R. Shah also issued notices to the centre, Maharashtra, West Bengal and Tamil Nadu. The situation in Delhi is horrendous, horrific and pathetic, the bench said during the hearing. It said that the guidelines of central government are not being followed and directed the chief secretaries of the states to take stock of the patient management system and submit status report regarding hospital staff and patient care. Chief Justice of India Mr. Bobde had taken note of the situation relating to the handling of COVID-19 patients and bodies of the victims and assigned the case to a bench headed by Justice Ashok Bhushan. In our series Experts Speak, we bring you the views of some leading medical experts on COVID-19. Dr. Anant Mohan, head of pulmonary medicine, AIIMS, has advised people not to take medicine like hydroxychloroquine or anti-malarial without a prescription by a doctor.
Please do not take medicines such as azithromycin, other antibiotics, antivirals or hydroxychloroquine or other antimalarials without a proper prescription by a doctor. Do not self-medicate.
Ms. Jacinta Gunjial, Senior Nursing Officer AIIMS, has stressed on the need for social distancing.
Social distancing is a non-pharmaceutical infection prevention and control intervention to break the chain of infection.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman chairs GST Council meeting to discuss revenue shortfall and compensation to states. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 49.47%, more than 1,47,000 people cured so far. Supreme Court directs no coercive action to be taken against private firms for non-payment of full wages during lockdown. Defence Ministry extends delivery period for all existing capital acquisition contracts with Indian vendors by 4 months. And India asks UK not to consider fugitive businessman Vijay Mallya's request for asylum. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
अपने साथ अपनों का ध्यान रखो, बड़े बुजुर्गों का तुम ध्यान रखो, तो बात करो, कुछ मदद करो, कोरोना के चलते याद रखो, घर की सफाई ना भूलना, हाथों को धोना मत भूलना, सुरक्षित दादा दादी नाना नानी अभियान, अपने साथ अपनों का ध्यान.
Indian Railways is fully geared to provide COVID care centres to state authorities. Trains with unit composition of 10 coaches with patient capacity of 16 per coach have been made ready. Railway Ministry said a total of 5,231 coaches were modified to be used as COVID care centres. Telangana has asked for coaches to be stationed in 3 locations, Sikandrabad, Kachiguda and Adilabad. Uttar Pradesh has finalised 24 stations for deployment. In Delhi, 10 coaches were stationed at Shakur Basti location. The ministry said zonal railways have converted these coaches for quarantine facility. The coaches can be used for very mild cases that can be clinically assigned to the COVID care centres as per guidelines issued by the Health and Family Welfare Ministry.
India has asked UK not to consider fugitive businessman Vijay Mallya's request for asylum in that country. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Anurag Srivastav said that New Delhi is in touch with the UK for his early extradition. India argued that there are no grounds for the fugitive businessman to be persecuted back home as alleged by him in his plea. The development comes after a spokesperson of the British High Commission said that a legal issue remains to be resolved before the fugitive economic offender could be extradited to India. Last month, Mallya lost his appeals in the UK Supreme Court against his extradition to India, where he stands to face money laundering and fraud charges. The UK Supreme Court's verdict, which came within weeks after he lost an appeal in the High Court in April over extradition to India, served as a major blow to the 64-year-old businessman. Mallya has been in the UK since March 2016 and is currently out on bail on an extradition warrant issued by the Scotland Yard on the April 18, 2017. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, security forces arrested a terrorist from Astha Mohalla in Kojpura village in South Kashmir's Shopian district in the early hours today. Official sources said that based on a specific intelligence input, a cordon and search operation was launched in Kojpura village, and during the searches, a terrorist was apprehended. 1 pistol, 2 magazines and 12 rounds have been recovered from his possession. Further investigation in the matter has been initiated.
The News Services Division of All India Radio in its bilingual live phone-in program today will bring a special discussion program on COVID-19. Dr. Balbir Singh, senior physician from Max Hospital, will participate in the discussion. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. Listeners can ask questions to the experts on toll-free telephone number 1-800-115767. I repeat, 1-800-115767. You can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444. I repeat, 011-2331-4444, and post queries on a Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This program will also be available on our website newsonair.com and on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official. You can also follow us on the News on AIR app for updates. Veteran cricketer Sunil Gavaskar has urged people to maintain personal hygiene and observe social distancing to stay safe.
Hi, Namaskar. I'm Sunil Gavaskar, and I'm here to request to observe a few things. Please maintain personal hygiene. Please avoid gathering in places, because that is where the virus can spread, and you might also catch it unknown to you. Please avoid unnecessary travel.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
अरे बबलू, लॉकडाउन खुलते ही टहलने निकल पड़े। महामारी अभी फैली हुई है।
सरपंच जी, टहलने नहीं,
कहाँ पे वापस जा रहे हैं?
तुझे डर नहीं लगता वायरस पकड़ लेगा?
पहले थोड़ा बहुत डर लगता था, फिर पता चला कि अगर मैंने पूरी सावधानी बरती तो ये बीमारी होने की संभावना कम है। सबसे महत्वपूर्ण है ये मास्क। काम पर मास्क हमेशा पहनूंगा, समय समय पर हाथ धोता रहूंगा और दूसरों से हर वक्त कम से कम 2 गज की दूरी बनाए रखूंगा। खुद को, दूसरों को और अपने परिवार वालों को भी सुरक्षित रखूंगा।
अरे भाई, मेरी जिम्मेदारी बनती है तुझे चेतावनी देना, तो दे दिया।
जब देश के मेडिकल और स्वच्छता कर्मचारी रोज कोरोना वायरस से लड़ने का काम कर रहे हैं तो हमारी भी तो जिम्मेदारी बनती है अपना काम करने की।
बबलू, तुझे कुछ हो गया तो?
हजारों लोग इस बीमारी को हराकर ठीक हो चुके हैं और अगर किसी कारण मुझे ये बीमारी हो भी जाए तो सरकार ने अस्पताल में हमारे इलाज के लिए पर्याप्त व्यवस्था कर रखी है। ये घबराने का वक्त नहीं, एक दूसरे का हौसला बढ़ाने का वक्त है। कोरोना वायरस से हमें लड़ाई जारी रखनी पड़ेगी और उससे डर कर नहीं, पूरी सावधानी के साथ डट कर चलिए। रुकी जिंदगी को आगे बढ़ाएं, देश को आत्मनिर्भर बनाएं। जय हिंद।
The Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs has issued an advisory to the states, cities and metro rail companies suggesting measures to be taken by them for providing urban transport services in view of COVID-19. In the advisory, the ministry has suggested a 3-pronged strategy related to short-term within 6 months, medium-term within 1 year and long-term from 1 to 3 years. The advisory sent by the Secretary, Housing and Urban Affairs, Durga Shankar Mishra, suggested to encourage and revive non-motorized transport, NMT. He said as most of the urban trips are clocked in under 5 kilometers, NMT offers opportunity in this COVID-19 crisis as it requires low cost, less human resource, and it is environment friendly as well as easy to implement. The ministry said the advisory has been issued in view of COVID-19 pandemic, which has suddenly impacted the way of life and local, regional and global transport systems. Gujarat Council on Science and Technology has started a unique initiative of digital learning classes for teachers in the state to help them use digital technology in a better way. In view of COVID-19, when online media is being widely used for imparting education, the initiative aims to train as many as 250 master teachers across 33 districts through GSWAN's Adobe Connect platform. More from our correspondent.
Course has tied hands with an NGO, Learning Link Foundation, to impart digital training to the teachers of secondary and higher secondary schools. Talking to AIR, senior scientist and advisor of Gujarat, Narottam Sahu, said 4 weekly sessions of digital learning classes will be organized. In the first session that was organized on 10th of this month, as many as 70 teachers participated. The training includes introduction to various digital tools, constructive use of smartphones, digital well-being, as well as cyber security. Apart from this, Gujarat has also started online summer camp for students between 6 to 12 standards to teach them various gaming tools. Students will be given training in game designing as well. Aparna Khun, AR News, Ahmedabad.
The joy of devotees and pilgrims knew no bounds when they had a leisure darshan of Lord Venkateshwar in Tirumala temple in Andhra Pradesh yesterday. A report from our correspondent.
The joy of devotees and pilgrims knew no bounds when they had a leisurely darshan of Lord Venkateshwara in Tirumala temple yesterday. TTD has resumed darshan of Sri Venkateshwara Swami after a gap of 82 days. TTD took all precautions and followed COVID-19 guidelines. A 3-day trial run for darshan went off successfully from 8th and 9th for TTD employees and 10th for local people. The darshan has been opened for general public for 11th June. At least 6,998 pilgrims had Balaji darshan on Thursday. Dr. G. Kondalrao, AIR News, Vijayawada.
In a significant boost to agriculture in Tamil Nadu, the state's biggest Stanley Reservoir at Midday has been opened for irrigation today. This is the first time in 8 years that the dam has been opened on its customary date of June 12th for agricultural activities, as there is sufficient storage of water. Chief Minister Edappadi Palaniswamy opened his shutters this morning to irrigate the Kaveri Delta basin for the Kuruvai crop season. About 3.25 lakh acres of land is expected to be cultivated in the Delta region this season with the water. Meanwhile, in an inspiring way, a software engineer in the state has used his spare time during the lockdown and tilled 3,000 acres of land in his native village as service. Our correspondent has filed this report.
In a positive development, a Bengaluru-based software engineer has donned the mantle of a farmer in a sleepy village in Tamil Nadu during the lockdown. Melatulukanur is a scenic village in Virudhunagar district. It is surrounded by lush green paddy fields. The farmers are used to traditional forms of plowing and tilling the land. The youth named Krishna Kumar returned from Bengaluru with the provision to work from home during the lockdown. He wanted to use his spare time in improving the farming method in his village. A Chennai-based tractor firm came forward to lend him tractors. He plowed over 3,000 acres of land free of cost to the farmers in no time, easing the burden of the poor villagers. His case is an example of converting the boring spare time during the pandemic into constructive and soul-fulfilling service to the society. With inputs from Virudhunagar Kamalakannan, this is Jai Singh, AR News, Chennai.
Southwest monsoon has arrived in Chhattisgarh. The monsoon entered the Bastar region yesterday. It reached the state at a scheduled time. Usually the monsoon arrives in the state between June 10th and 15th. It is likely to reach the state capital Raipur in the next 48 hours. The Met Department has forecast an increase in rainfall in the next 2 to 3 days. The pre-monsoon showers have already started in the state capital. Mumbai is expected to be safer in this monsoon season as a new protection cover is given to the financial capital of the country. State-of-the-art integrated flood warning system, iFlows, was inaugurated by Union Minister for Earth Sciences, Dr. Harshvardhan, and the Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray this afternoon. This added protection is expected to reduce the intensity of the flooding faced by the Mumbaikars every year. More from a correspondent.
The Ministry of Earth Sciences has given a special protective cover for Mumbaikars considering the request of Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai MCGM. The MCGM had approached the Ministry of Earth Sciences to develop the warning system which can prevent or at least mitigate flooding in the city. The iFlows Mumbai is developed using the ministry's in-house expertise and is expected to enhance Mumbai's resilience by providing early warning for flooding, especially during high rainfall events and cyclones. iFlows comprises of 7 modules. The system has provisions to capture the urban drainage within the city and predict the areas of flooding, which will be incorporated in the final system. This system has been pressed into the service exactly when it was needed, as very heavy rain is predicted within 2 days in Mumbai. Shailesh Patil, AIR News, Mumbai.
Now let us take a look at the weather for today. The national capital Delhi will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Minimum temperature recorded was 29 degrees and maximum is expected to go up to 41. Mumbai will witness generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature recorded was 27 and maximum will be around 34. Chennai will see a generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum temperature recorded was 25 degrees and maximum is expected to go up to 33. Kolkata will have a partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature was 26 degrees while maximum will be around 32. In Dehradun, the temperature is expected to hover between 26 and 35 degrees with partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Bengaluru witnessed minimum temperature of 20 degrees and the maximum is expected at 29. The city will see partly cloudy sky with few spells of rain or thunder showers. Forecast for Ahmedabad says rain or thunder showers would occur towards evening or night. The minimum temperature was 23 degrees while maximum will be around 38. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature was 25 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while maximum will be around 37. The city is likely to have partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. In Srinagar, the minimum temperature was 11 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be around 28. There is a possibility of 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. In Gilgit, the temperature is likely to hover between 16 degrees Celsius and 35 with partly cloudy sky and possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. In Muzaffarabad, the sky will be partly cloudy with possibility of rain or thunderstorm. The city recorded minimum temperature of 17 degrees while maximum will be around 35. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman chairs GST Council meeting to discuss revenue shortfall and compensation to states. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 49.47%. More than 1,47,000 people cured so far. Supreme Court directs no coercive action be taken against private firms for non-payment of full wages during lockdown. Defence Ministry extends delivery period for all existing capital acquisition contracts with Indian vendors by 4 months. And India asks UK not to consider fugitive businessman Vijay Mallya's request for asylum. And with that, we end the Midday News.